This is Bolus Maximus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in.
This is my first time hosting a podcast. How about you?
Yeah, for sure. Any idea how we're supposed to get people to listen and subscribe to this podcast?
Just by saying it?
Subscribe.
You're tuned in to BOLUS MAXIMUS with Brandon and Matt. Don't forget to comment, share, and smash that like button to stay up to date.
Hey everybody, it's Brandon A. Denson, and I'm here with
Matt Tarro, what's up?
And we're Bolus Maximus. And
BOLUS Maximus.
And we're coming at you today. We just want to talk a little bit about exercise.
Activities.
You know, what do you do in your spare time as far as staying busy? Do you run? Do you jog? Do you walk? Do you run with the dog? Do you rollerblade? Do you skate? Do you lift weights? Are you into HIIT? You know, are you into those type of workouts? You know, I know for me, I like to rollerblade. Matt, what do you like to do?
I also like to rollerblade.
So you're like a blade runner.
I wouldn't consider myself just a blade runner yet, but I'm getting there.
That's what's up.
I seen you on the blades today, bro. How many miles did we do today?
We got 9 miles.
We finished up and I was like, cool, man. You know, we did 6 miles today. And Brandon looks at me and goes, no, we did 9 miles.
Hey man, you know, I use a Strava app. Unlike that other trash that's out there.
That's a perfect thing to talk about, right? Like, what do you use? Like, how do you gauge what your activity level is? You know? And if you don't use anything at home right now, like not everybody has an Apple Watch or a smartwatch. Not everybody even has access to anything like that. But if you have a smartphone, there are applications that you can put on your phone that will help you understand how far you are moving, possibly how many calories you are burning. Think about, I'm going to use this as an example. A Snickers bar. I love Snickers. They're not my favorite candy. Reese's Cups are my favorite. But let's think about Reese's Cups. If I was going to eat 2 cups that come in a single serving, right? And there's 2 cups of Reese's in it. Now I'm thinking about it. God.
That's 23 grams of carbs.
Okay. Do you know how many calories are in that?
I don't really care either, but
I'm going to guess that you don't care how many calories are in that package because of how many you burn on a daily, weekly basis. So if you're eating candy and you're eating food and you don't know what the contents of what you're putting in your body is, and nor are you trying to match that with an activity, there's no way that your health is going to be improving. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you out. Brandon Denson and myself, Matt Tarro, are not what?
Medical
Professionals.
Professionals.
No, we are not. If you cannot already tell that, we are not medical professionals. Disclaimer. Yeah. So realistically, think about how active you are as an individual, as a man, as a woman, somebody that lives with diabetes. If you're listening to this, if you're a caregiver, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a mother or father, a brother or sister, if you have somebody in your life that's living with diabetes, you can do things together. You can challenge yourself to help challenge them. I know for a fact that people in my family have been getting better about taking care of themselves. And that's really inspiring to see. I've worked really hard to do what I've done for myself. Sometimes I fall off. Earlier this year.
Sorry. Yeah,
not to mention any time specifically, but
it happens.
When it did happen, though, I was still trying to be active. It was just easy enough for me to kind of curl in and do my own thing and not listen or even pretend to listen to anybody. So I just found myself in a place where I wasn't really exercising. I wasn't using my app to track my calories. And that was all as a result of stay-at-home orders. Listen, I'm an advocate for being healthy and staying active and for safe passage through your community, especially during a time like COVID. It's 2020, which means if you're living in the United States and you have a brain and understand science, then you're understanding that this has been a pandemic that has changed so many lives a lot for the worst than anything that we've ever been through. There's nothing that we remember like this. The response to this was pretty dismal, to say the least, which means that a lot of people weren't getting out. If you went to an office every day, and every single day you were in the office, you walked up and down the office, you went out and walked for lunch. I loved doing that stuff. I would get so many steps in just from going to work, and then I would come home and exercise when I lived up in Los Angeles. Man, I miss that stuff. But now it's like you got to motivate, you got to self-motivate. Get off Facebook, get off Instagram. It's good to see things on there like people are motivating you, but you can't compare yourself to anybody on those platforms. You're an individual person. You know what you need. And if you don't, you can learn. So, get off those platforms, put the phone down, and maybe pick it up and put some headphones in, blast some dope ass music, but get yourself motivated and really pump yourself up to a point where you go out and rollerblade 9 miles with the homie. Or 6. You think you did 6 and you actually did 9. That's cool. I'll do, like I said to him when we get in the car, Brandon, I'll do more thinking I did less any day of the week.
For sure.
Like I would have been okay thinking I did 6 and actually have done 9 today because 6 felt good, which means it was really 9, which felt good. I'm not going to be very active tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'm going to try to rest myself.
We got to call, man. We got to call. We got to prepare for a call. But, I think you hit on some good points, far as being on the social media. It's fine. It's fine to go get, that motivation that you need. But just watching people post motivational stuff, it's not going to change the narrative of what you're doing. You have to really have to kind of dig deep. Maybe you don't feel like doing it. I know I'm pretty basic. People ask me like, you're big. I don't look at myself as big because I'm nowhere near as big as I used to be. But when I I like to just do push-ups and sit-ups, on top of my cardio with rollerblading. Like I'm not going out on a football field. I don't need to run around here looking like The Rock. Not that I ever look like The Rock, but I don't need that. I'm not doing the same things that I used to do. Man, shout out to The Rock.
Shout out Dwayne Johnson. I don't want him to come find me in my sleep because we didn't shout him out.
Like, get up, man. It's 3:30. Get up, bro, get out. But no, man. I think you got to do whatever it is. It doesn't have to be. Don't think that you're gonna go from like, oh, I seen somebody doing a hell of a hit workout and I'm just going to jump in. It's baby steps, Maybe you go from walking to jogging to running. The thought process is like, be patient, give yourself time. Don't beat yourself up. Start slowly. Maybe it's 3 days a week. Maybe you work out 2 days a week. Like, don't be afraid to just go outside and walk. I mean, you can also walk in place inside the house. It sounds crazy, but I mean, it's still moving. The main thing is that you want to make sure you're moving. Like my mom, she uses a pedal bike and she sits in her chair and she'll do that for a half an hour. Like she's moving though, that's the thing, and she's a little bit older. So, I
kind of like those. You put it under the desk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I need to get one of those for my house. But this is a great point. Like it's steps in the right direction. If you start taking those steps and you understand that you're moving in the right direction, then you get motivated. Hopefully you got people around you to help motivate you and keep you on track. But like, you got to do those things for yourself. You got to get active. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, man, these guys sound crazy. We might, but as soon as you start moving, I get a lot of joy flying down and running on the beach with the dog. Very lucky to have an animal that likes to run and he's got a lot of energy. If you don't have a friend, you don't have a dog, there's nobody else around you. You can use those things you see on the internet as motivation, but you shouldn't compare what you're doing to who they are and what they've become.
Just got to do you.
You're
be you.
At the end result of hard work. Now we saw a guy today and his shirt said hard work plus patience. And that's like, if you put the work in, you will get the results that you are looking for. What you have been working towards will come to you, but you have got to start somewhere. You have got to struggle. You have got to stumble, pick yourself back up and keep going.
Greatness is not created overnight. I'm gonna say that again. Greatness is not created overnight. So don't beat yourself up because your day one looks completely different than somebody's year 10.
Yep.
You know, they started somewhere, you started somewhere, but the main thing is to just be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing and just keep pushing ahead. And some days are going to be easier than others, and some days are going to be harder than others.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing is just to stay consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. And make sure you take the family with you. You know, that's important too.
Yep.
Take the family.
Yep.
Because if it's good for you, then it's good for everybody. It's good for the family. It's good for the family to go on a walk. It's good for the family to exercise together. I seen something on Instagram. I can't think of her name right at the top of my head. She had her whole family like working out in the garage. Like I'm talking about doing bands, they're lifting weights, like they got circuits set up. Like it was cool. And I was like they're getting it in.
Yeah.
You know? So obviously it's no
Not
man or no family left behind. You know, take people with you. You know, at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with just going on walks.
And if it's somebody that you're not related to, make them your workout family, right? Like you can do that. Not everybody's in a position where they can do that with their parents or their children. Not everybody is fully capable of doing those sort of things. But you want to do your best, and you definitely want to try to motivate and push your friends and family. You want to get out of your comfort zone. Number one thing I think that people have gotten used to. We're not talking about social media today, but the number one thing that people have gotten used to is being catered to. Big brands cater to you. If they didn't, your ad experience would be a lot different. You'd see a bunch of crap that you didn't want. But your ads are enticing most of the time when you're on a site that you visit frequently and it's something that you see and you're like, oh, I'm going to click on that. Or on Instagram, you're like, oh man, I really like this. Or Snapchat or Facebook or whatever platform you're on. They're catering directly to you because that's where their money is going. The money they spend in advertising is spent to cater to you as an individual, not as a family all the time, but as an individual. Maybe a family man or woman, but as an individual person, because the buying power is usually held with one person. So think about it. If you're in a position where you can get out and run and you got somebody around you that also runs, I don't care what they're into. I mean, sure, there are some reasons that you wouldn't want to run with every single person. But if you can find it in yourself to give people a chance, you're going to give yourself a chance to succeed. And I would say, like, do it.
Like Nike, just do it.
Is that their tagline? Just do it.
Just do it. Hey, man, this has been awesome. We just want to make sure that you're moving during this time. Doesn't matter if it's 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Just stay consistent. Put something together. Walk, run, jog. Talk with the family while you're walking. You know, let loose on the day. You know, talk about the day, how the day has been. You know, while you're walking. You know, don't ever underestimate the power that you have within, not from somebody else, but what you have and the things that you need to do, not want to do, but need to do. And incorporating that exercise is very, very important. It's not just good and healthy for you, it's healthy for everybody that's around you as well.
Stay healthy, stay active, and
we're gonna end on that, but at the end of the day, make sure you're moving during this time. No, it's not super easy, but do what you got to do. Motivate yourself to motivate others to just keep going. Consistency is the key.
Oh, that's it. We're gonna sign off now. We're gonna get out of here. And seriously, if you have some ideas that you want to shed light on something that you're doing and maybe other people aren't doing that they can do from home, especially during COVID, send us a message. This is Matt and Brandon from BOLUS MAXIMUS, and we exercise in our own way. We rollerblade together and look super cool doing it. But there's a lot of people out there on blades. There's a lot of people riding bikes. Find one on Craigslist. Find one in the neighborhood. Look on Facebook Messenger. What is it? Facebook Marketplace. That's it.
Marketplace.
There are places where you can go and find an instrument or a vehicle for yourself. But use music, use art, use something to your advantage, and then get out there and do it. So hopefully this has inspired you to get up and go do something fun outside. If not inside, run on a treadmill and think about how you're changing your life and then ultimately how you can change others. So we appreciate you. Thanks for listening.
As always, keep it 100.
Peace.
If you don't know, now you know. Bolus Maximus is not sponsored by anybody, but if you would like to get involved or sponsor a podcast,
please reach out to us at thebolusmaximus@gmail.com. That is the thebolusmaximus @gmail, or through our website, bolus, bolusm.org. That is www.bolusm.org. We also have an Instagram, Facebook, and a YouTube channel. Please feel free to reach out.